I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog .stampwithelaine.com and welcome to today's project. Today's project is a sneak peek of a birthday card made from new product in the forthcoming annual catalogue from the Magnolia suite. So this card uses the dies to make the flower. These are the Magnolia Lane DSP. There are 6 double-sided designs. So there's a mixture of stripes and floral designs. I've taken a 6x6 piece and then cut it at 4 1/8 so that the stripes are going down vertically this way. The reverse is this black background with the magnolia flowers so that it's the same width as the card. I've deliberately left it as a 4 1/8 by 6 inch scrap. You can do it the simple way, which is just to cut a straight piece wide enough so that the paper overlaps, as you can see. I wanted this detail here with a scallop edge to mirror the scallop on the top of the card front. So it's best just to trim it afterwards rather than now. There's a danger of cutting it too short and then you'll have a gap here because this curvature here needs to fit into the scallop here. The card base is thick whisper white and that's been cut at 4 1/8 by 11 3/4 inches and then folded in half. In metric that would be 10.5 centimeters by 29.8 centimeters. Take the card front, just cut off 1 inch, so line it up with your trimmer on the 1 inch mark there and cut off the inch. You'll need some scraps of whisper white standard cardstock to cut out the flower petals. Some early espresso cardstock to die cut the flower centres, the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set, and also the Parcels and Petals stamp set. It's this sentiment, birthday cheer to you all year, which I want. Stamp and cut and emboss dies which coordinate with the Good Morning Magnolia set. There's 16 dies in all, and they've repackaged them so they're sort of the same size as almost the DVD case, slightly longer I think. And the dies we're using from that set will be this die to cut the edge, the 3 petals and the flower centre. Now we don't actually have a die cutting machine in the annual catalogue at the moment, but if you've already owned a big shot, of course you can carry on using that. So in order to die cut my card front, after I've chopped 1 inch off the front, you place this die right on the edge, like so. And then place a cutting plate on top, and then you're ready to run it through the big shot. Similarly, you'll cut your petals, the 3 different sizes, start followed by the dies with the cutting edge face down, your top cutting plate, and then run it through the big shot. Die cut your flower centre pieces. This is with early espresso, and there are 2 different sizes of centre pieces, and you need the big and the smaller one. Top cutting plate, and you're ready to run it through the big shot. So I'll do all that off camera and I'll be back. Next you want to die cut the bit for the card here, so you need to line up, instead of cutting it this way with the straight edge on top, which I've done with the card front, you now need to turn it the other way and line up these points here with the card, with the DSP this way. Place the top cutting plate on first and then you're ready to go. The inks I'm using are Sea Meadow, Petal Pink and Early Espresso, and you also need some sponge daubers. I'm using a combination of an acrylic block and also my Stamparatus because I wanted to use the grid lines on the plates to help me stamp the wording straight. So I'll just put some glue on the reverse of this petal pink stripy side on the top. Then I'm going to just put a bit of adhesive on the cardstock here, just to make sure that it's going to stick down, and then butt this up to the edge of my card. Make sure it all fits, and glue it down. Grab my scissors and then just follow the line of the paper and trim it off. Trim off any excess. I'm going to grab a post-it note and just cover this portion of the paper because I don't want ink to get on there. Ink up my stamp. Press down hard. Make sure it's all covered. I'm swapping inks and using the petal pink, and I'm just going to lightly use that to sponge a bit of colour onto the petals. Follow up with the early espresso just to darken the flower centre. Bring in my Stamparatus and butt the card up to the edge. Now, because this is a clear mount stamp, I don't need the extra foam pad. So I'll ink that up in Mossy Meadow. I'll put my magnet on to keep the paper secure and stamp. I'm switching my plate for the other sentiment. Slot it into the hinge perpendicularly at right angles and remove that. Ink it up in old Mossy Meadow and stamp. I'll ink up my huge Magnolia flower again, and I'm going to stamp the inside of the card as well. Grab my sponge dauber again and just sponge a little bit of colour on the petals, followed by a little early espresso right in the centre. Last thing to do is take your die cut flowers and just curl it. Also curl the flower centres as well. Use the petal pink to sponge a bit of colour. Now we can assemble the flower, so glue on the back of that and offset the petals. Hold it down for a second until it bonds. Do the same for this. Lastly, adhere it to your card. This flower will act as a closure for your card. That will keep the card closed, but then it's easy to open as well. So that's my sneak peek for today. I hope you liked it, and pop back for another sneak peek this Friday. Thanks for watching, and not long till D-Day when the new catalogue launches. Bye!